Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Bogdan Derish, and here we talk about change management and lean methodology. Today's topic is rigidity, and I'm actually going to cover it for the second time this week. And the reason for that is because some of you said, Bogdan, we need more details. We need to understand how to do the calculations and so on. So, regardless if you saw the first video, stay tuned. I think this is going to be interesting for you. So, how do we define the rigidity? I saw a lot of definitions, but the one I like the most is the inability to be flexible when the customers require it. It does not matter if we are talking about an organization, an area, a department, or even a single employee. When you are not able to adapt and cope with external or internal customer explicit requests or expectations, it means that you are rigid. There are 4 types of rigidity that I will talk about: product mix, product features, demand rigidity, and service delivery. Product mix rigidity appears when you have a product that the customer is interested in, but you do not have one that complements it, and the customer actually desires to buy both as a package. For example, you can be a mobile phones retailer, and you actually have the desired model, but some of the customers think about the risk of breaking the phone in the future and also would like to have an insurance that goes with it. If you are unable to provide it, it means that you are rigid. Product features rigidity appears when you have the product, but this time you do not have a specific feature which the customer desires in order to make the purchase. Let's stick to the mobile phone example. And let's suppose that you are selling one that is attractive for customers, but unfortunately, your product is not waterproof, or the battery lasts only half a day, or it has no wireless charging capability. If a segment of customers are turning your product down because they expect these functionalities or performance, it means that you are rigid. Demand rigidity is basically the one that reflects the inability of an organization to cope with customer demand. In a previous video, I was explaining how to calculate the number of employees or FTEs needed based on the number of requests coming from the customers. So if you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. I added a link in the description below. In the right side graph, we will have a look at a department that needs 6 employees at the beginning of the year in order to get the job done. But after these 3 initial months, customer requests go down, and so does the number of employees that are needed, of course. This drop in volumes could have multiple reasons. One of them could be seasonality, for example, or it could be the long waiting times that were generated in the first part of the year, because at the beginning of the year there were only 5 employees working in the department, and of course this generated customers being unhappy. As funny as the situation may seem, it is actually something that happens quite often in most corporations. Long recruiting process and the inability to forecast demand properly leads to rigidity in both forms. A so-called positive rigidity, which appears when you are undercapacitated, meaning that you have more employees needed than existing employees, and the negative rigidity, which appears when you are overcapacitated, meaning that you have less employees needed than existing employees. And don't get tricked by the name positive and negative. They are actually both equally bad or harmful. In the first case scenario, you have customers waiting for long and employees being overworked and stressed, while in the second scenario, you have employees doing nothing and paying them for nothing. So they start inventing some kind of activities, meaning waste, in order not to get fired. The formula to calculate rigidity might seem a bit complicated, but it really isn't. It's 1 minus FTEs needed divided by FTEs existing, or employees needed divided by employees existing. So if we take a look at January, it will be 1 minus 6 divided by 5, which is basically 1.2. So the answer will be minus 0.2, which is minus 20%. But I will give you an easier way to think about it. You see that in January you need 6 employees, but you had only 5. It means that you are 1 employee short or 1 employee rigid. 1 out of 5 is actually 20%, so exactly the same answer. If we apply the same formula for May, then we would have 1 minus 4 divided by 6, which is 0.66, and we get to approximately 0.33. We see that we are 2 employees rigid or 2 employees short, which is approximately 33% out of the 6 employees that are actually at work. The final type of rigidity is service delivery, and it appears when you are unable to fulfill the quality of service that the customers are expecting from your side. For example, if you are an Italian restaurant and you promise to deliver pizza in under 10 minutes from the moment the order has been placed and you fail to do so, it means that you are rigid. In some cases, it might be that it's not even you setting the customer expectations so high, but might be that the competition around you is the one doing it. If your pizza is extremely delicious, or you sell a good product at a very good price, it might be that you'll still have enough business to keep you going, no matter how fast the competition around you manages to deliver. Okay guys, that was it. If you really liked the video, don't hesitate to put your thumbs up. In the next videos, I'm going to talk about variability, and I'm also going to talk about how to calculate process metrics, meaning cycle time, lead time, rework, and so on. So if this is something of interest for you, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, and let's stay connected.